Okay. Thank you, Steve.
All right, two.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, we're almost ready to rock and roll. Right at the top of the hour. Just before we start, I want to make sure you guys know one thing. I've got a little bit of a cough. So you hear me coughing a little bit, you will know why. I feel good, just a little, winter bullshit happens. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Top of the hour. So as people come in and join this incredible podcast, I often think about, well, how do people know if they should be listening to me? It's a personal preference. I have my own style, never proclaimed to be the best at this. There are people who are better. Excuse me. But I do want to show you what I am doing, and so that you can evaluate. This is not the first time I've done this. I've shown this before, and I'm a little bit off of my highs, but this is the large account that I trade using Trade Ideas technology to spot things. I'm going to show you again some of the things that I'm doing, but basically I want to give you my performance so that you understand what's going on. So this month I'm down 10%. But you guys should know that in the game that we play, 10% is what we call a pullback. I mean, I'm in the attempt, certainly, not always happening, but in the attempt of trying to make several 100% annually. So let's take a look. 1 month down 10, 3 month up 25, 6 month 43, year to date 30. So, as a hedge fund, year to date, I'm still doing pretty well. I mean, I would say in the top, 5% of all hedge funds, if you're really, looking at it. 1 year, 52, 2 year, 257. So that's like, I'm a bench player in the NFL. I'm not starting, but I get put into some plays, NFL style. So I just want you guys to be aware of the fact that, and by the way, I'm not even the best trader at Trade Ideas. There are people who do better than me. But what I'm trying to communicate here is that unlike most salespeople, in the team of Trade Ideas, we do what we vend. The way we create technology is through personal experience. So by the way, is my sound coming in good? I just want to make sure everyone can hear me, etc., etc. Give me some comments. Can you hear me? Okay, okay. Again, just making sure. I want to make sure I'm not speaking to the wall. All right. Moving the performance out of the way. So I'm gonna showcase some things to you guys. First of all, we've talked about this before. Our AI, the Trade Ideas Premium product. Okay, there's no such thing as a perfect call, but we make a lot of these. IRBT today, 245. This is me trading around it on the money machine, trying to do different stuff. But here, let me by the way, notice you can disconnect accounts from things. So here's the entry signal. What I like to showcase here is that you got in right here, popped up, gave you, so these are 5-minute candles. So this is your entry. 10 minutes, you got a chance to buy it back, ran up to 290, pulled all the way, chance number 3, and then boom. Just beautiful, beautiful innovation. And there are some things that we do where it doesn't work, but notice what we do, where you've got the risk control. And by the way, look at this. This QCLS, like right here. This is one of my favorite AI type of setups, and it doesn't always work, of course. But you have this move to 570, pulls back right here. And, this is a relatively good entry with a stop just 30 cents away. Great to hear that, Oz. I'm going to be discussing some things with you guys on that topic. But again, I just want to showcase that we've updated our AI channel so that you can see signals moving. So this is today's, previous signals, all sorts of stuff that's in play. All right, let me show something here that this is my E-Trade account, okay? And once again, I work on multiple levels. So imagine you're an athlete, professional athlete. So I'm a professional trading athlete. You're not always playing. A lot of times you're working out. NFL players, they work on sprints, leg strength, stretching, all sorts of stuff like this. So I showed you guys my 401k. That's like my play, meaning like that's game day. E-Trade is a smaller live account I have. This is where I'm working out, trade ideas, techniques. I'm relating more to the average subscriber, the person who gets trade ideas and is trying to take some percentages out of the market. I have like about a $35,000 account that I keep in there, and I keep it there primarily so that I never go too big, because I want to relate to people who are in the same mindset and capital application. So I want to show you what I was able to. So this is live. These are real trades. Okay. And I want to show you something I did here on MSTR. Okay. Check this out. Okay. This is one of my favorite types of setups. I like mean reversion. It's a style that appeals to me because kind of like Warren Buffett, when everyone else is in panic mode, I like to take the other side. Does it always work? Absolutely not, but that's where you have risk controls. So MSTR was getting annihilated because of Bitcoin, as you guys know. I mean, you guys know all of this. So it ran up to 400, and from July to November, got cut more than half. So I've been watching it. And as you know, I'm in crypto, been in crypto since 2010. I have a very large Bitcoin position. But I was like, okay, I think this pullback might catch a bounce. So I caught this right here at 168.60, and here we are. And look what you can do with 50 shares. $700. So I'm just trying to make sure you guys know that sometimes opportunities present themselves in ways that are just, percentage-wise, are really unique. And I want to show you how I found this type of setup. And we're going to go with this right here. And I'm going to talk about what makes this part of our technology so powerful. I'm going to right click. Okay, everyone who's a Trade Idea subscriber, you do not need premium. Please load this in. This is our cloud link. You guys know how to do it. So I want to show you what I did here. Okay, first of all, let's go to the picture-in-picture is so critical, you guys. So MSTR, you see this chart. Okay. So I asked myself, how can I find more of these moves? And I called this, excuse me, super swing pickup. Let's take a look at some of these, and then we're going to discuss how I did it. And I'm going to really showcase the power of this technology. And I'm going to talk about, by the way, one of the biggest pitfalls that all traders have. And if you can alleviate this pitfall, success will follow. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at LOT. Boom. MSTR, the pickup. Okay. RGC. Now this one, this stock has been crazy before, and but be aware that the potential here is quite big. So again, I just want to show you what you're seeing. Poet. Boom. RDCM. Boom. And Shoe Carnival. Okay. Let's discuss how you're seeing these, why, and what we can do to adjust. Right click, configure. You can watch hide and use. So what did I do? 1 to 100. I'm gonna actually do something. I'm gonna add something. 500,000. So it's gonna make it tighter. Relative volume of 1.5, or I just call it 1.1, a little bit above average. But this is the magic right here. Okay, the magic. Position in 3-month range. Maximum of 35, minimum of 20. Imagine if you go like this, 10, 40. You can experiment. By the way, you can go like this, and you can see how many stocks are you looking at. So these are the stocks you're looking at. That's a beautiful thing. All of these filters. Position in 5-day range, minimum 80. So it's starting to make the move. You can always play around with these numbers. Position in 15-minute range. Right now, when we're going to look at it today, it's on a 15-minute upswing, 90. You can go 95. Okay. So, and change from the open, 1% means it's positive. Okay. Now we are totally in a slightly different group because I changed the volume. So let's take a look at these. Summit Therapeutics, you can see it's been declining, trying to pop. It's up 7% today. TDUP. Notice the beautiful pattern recognition. Okay. AI. Earnings today after market. Interesting. This is a very interesting one. Okay, so something that you can do, remember, you can always set an alert too. Boom. Set a price alert right here. Save. So you don't always need to trade them. I'm going to put it right here. That means it's really starting to go, but notice the potential that we're trying to play with. I mean, this is an AI stock, so very significant potential upside. Ethereum, so this, very similar to the MicroStrategy play that I was showing you, because obviously all crypto has gotten annihilated. Excuse me. But look, you got all of these ETFs that you can play. Here you have another one. Notice the trade wave hits you, resistance, support. And okay, we already got this one. So as things come in, new things pop in. See, it just changed completely. I'm going to give you this updated version. Yeah, that short float can be a big catalyst for sure. Okay, so I'm going to show you something, and you're going to really like it. And when you're building strategies and trade ideas, you guys, this is one of the ways that really, really hits home. Okay, so let's just take a look. I just super swing pickup, right click, duplicate, boom. Okay, right click, configure, boom. Okay, this button right here, one of the most advanced buttons that has ever existed in the history of strategy configuration. Why? Boom. Boom. There you go. Flipped super swing pickup. What do you think this looks like? Let's take a look. Of course, it looks like the inverse of what we did. And by the way, that doesn't mean that these are short sells, specifically speaking, but what I want to showcase is whatever you can do on one side, you can mirror it. Think mirror. Flip is the mirror version of it. Let's right click, configure, Windows specific filters. Look at what we did. Same prices, 500,000 shares, same trade, but it's up over the last 3 months, pulled back over 5 days, and position in 15-minute range, it's heading down right now, and it's down from the open. So all the pressure is on the downside. What does that mean? Well, it can, of course, be a good pickup because it's strong, or reversal. Just depends on how you figure it out. RLMD. Notice identical patterns. This is the power of trade ideas, you guys. Cannot be beaten. Okay, right click, save and share to the cloud. This is the flipped version. So anything that you can do, like, let me talk about why we did this and its power and how most people go in a completely different direction. So in today's world of trading, you've got indicators up your butt. All of us. Is it RSI? Is it MACD? Is it Bollinger? And everyone's fighting this ridiculous indicator battle, but indicators don't do anything because the people that design indicators don't have a database. And what Trade Ideas does, it has a database that allows you to basically create the pattern that you want. Okay, like flow. Like, see, like this flow, look at MSTR, just 1 second. Notice how where I picked up MSTR, see this chart pattern and this chart pattern, that's called pattern recognition, okay? Indicators are for people who do not have a database where they can describe what they want from a simple percentage point of view. Everybody here knows a percent. You don't need, is it RSI 80 or is it RSI 5? Is it overbought? Is it oversold? Nobody fucking knows. Okay. And I'm sorry for cursing, but I'm just passionate about this stuff because you've been lied to. All of us have been completely lied to about indicators. The percentage of hedge funds that use technical indicators and make money is zero. Zero. I'm not saying that indicators can't be used as, like, for example, a spice. So, like, let's say you're cooking pasta and you want to add a little basil or garlic. Perfect, no problem. I love it myself. I do it. But you can't just serve basil and say, here's your pasta dish. That's just not how it works. Indicators is how the industry sells you bullshit and makes you chase your tail. But I'm showing you that very simple math creates the ability for you to do something totally different. So let's now do what we did for the longer term. And by the way, notice right now, there's nothing on the mirror. That can happen. Okay? It's totally fine. Tons of stuff, you know, doing its thing here. Like, I love these types of moves, you guys, because going from 127 to even 2, I mean, you're talking about 60, 70%, right? So if you like add right here, create a little price alert, long, save, boom. Now I know. And if it breaks out of this resistance, notice the charts I'm showing you that you're going to have very soon have automated resistance and support. Breaks out of this, could really go. Okay. And RLMD, same thing. Just popped in. This is real pattern recognition. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this window. I'm going to take these concepts that we did for the longer term. I'm going to go intraday. Okay. So right click, configure, window specific filters. I'm going to get rid of 3 months. 5 days, and now we're clean. So how am I going to do some of this stuff that I showed you, but do it for an intraday basis? All right, let's figure it out. So I'm going to go to search. I'm going to type position. Okay. And notice you've got position in 5 minute, 15, 30, 60, and today, and then previous day. Even pre-market, so I mean, pre-market highs, pre-market lows. Do you guys understand the power? Did my sound go away? Hold on. I didn't do anything. It looks like it's still working. Okay. All right. So, and obviously you guys can see very big pattern. Like this is the real indicator and it's percent. Where is it in 5 days, 10 days, 20, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, year, 2-year, lifetime? Okay, and you can even do it via like indicators. Where is it in the Bollinger Bands? Stuff like that. Okay, but let's go to this. So I'm going to show you a very simple intraday pullback. Okay, so position and range, add filter. So what will a pullback look like? It's off of highs, so the max would be something like 90. Okay, so it's at least 10% off of its daily highs. But I don't want it to have totally fallen off, completely reversed. So what I want to do is I want to catch it relatively early. So let's call it the minimum here. I'm going to say 69, baby, 69. Okay. That's how we're going to do for the overall. It's like the big picture intraday. Okay. I'm getting rid of the 15-minute right here. So, but now I'm going to be saying that over the short term, I want this looking like it's going down. I'm just, again, giving you an example. We're calling intraday pullback. Okay. Getting rid of change movement. So let's go to position in 5-minute range. We're going to add a filter. Maximum, we're going to say, is 30. Add a filter. For 15-minute range, we're going to say 20. And 5-minute range, notice I'm using maximums. Okay, so we already said 5, 15, and here we have it. So I'm actually going to say 5-minute range, maximum is 5. So it's basically close to 5-minute lows. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to call this intraday curl. Filter power. We'll see if anything comes up. Boom. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so obviously understand that small stocks, it doesn't take a lot to do that, but this is what the curl looks like. By the way, remember, we're only talking intraday. This could be a good buy opportunity. I mean, we're going to talk about why I think that in a minute, but let's look at some of these other ones. This was the high, the curl. I already did that. The high, the curl. The high, just did the curl. No indicators. Boom, curl, and you're close to resistance. And the curl. Do you guys understand how I did that? But let's make it a little more extreme. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. Save share to the cloud. We're going to go to configure. Okay. Now we're going to get it a little bit more extreme. And I'm going to say 70, 50. Okay. So let me do one more configure, and I'm going to call this intraday curl filter power 70 to 50%. Okay, let's take a look. Right here. Okay, this was where it was at the highs, and it's there. It was there just recently, and boom. Okay, let's continue. And this one, some of these you can't really, that's not. Okay, here we go. Boom, 295. Boom. Okay. Hit the high right here, came down, and comes back right here. And again, we're talking about 2057. I'm talking about the position in its range from the high to the low, and I'm using percents. It's a very powerful thing to do. And boom. And boom. So the key here is to understand that the trade ideas system, what separates us from TradingView, Telecharts, FinViz, TrendSpider is our database, that we're calculating all these custom percentage data points on the fly as stocks are trading, so that you can really dial this part in to whatever you want. Now, like for example, if you want to really start going towards like the real like negative, let's say, I can go 5.25. Okay. So let's take a look. Do you see what I mean? High, boom. Let's call this configure summary 25 to 5. Okay, let's take a look at what we have. HTOO, DEBS. I mean, again, look what's happening. And you can even dial in average true range. You can do all sorts of stuff like that. Here I'm just going very high level, just showcasing trends in percentage terms. It's very easy for people to understand percentage terms, and it's very difficult to understand indicators. Think about this word mess of something called a moving average convergence divergence. You hear that, and you know that your brain has no idea of like what that means. And it shouldn't. And again, I want to make sure you guys all understand that the amount of people in the money management space that use quote unquote technical indicators and make money is zero. I'm not saying like as the key, there's no RSI hedge fund, there's no MACD hedge fund, there's no Bollinger Band hedge fund. The only people that use this and think that it works systematically are retail people who sadly want to live a fantasy life. And trading, you're swimming with sharks. There's no fantasy life to be had. Okay. So think about this. Let's add to it. I'm going to go to configure. I'm going to go to search. So this is kind of a big deal. Position in the lifetime range. You know, we already set up this curl, but how about if it's at the 90th percentile? I mean, can it get more beautiful? Look at this. Boom. And it's curling. Now I can watch what I can do. Right click, duplicate, right click, configure, flip, boom. So do you notice that like I didn't spend a lot of time doing fancy math? All I'm doing is like I figure out like one idea and then I instantly invert it. So here you have something that's close to its highs that's falling, and here's something that's close to its lows and rising. How beautiful is this? Okay, let me give you both of these. And I'm going to tell you guys, this is the real power. This is the stuff that super advanced users like Pepe know in and out completely. But I'm just reiterating what the very astute Trade Ideas users know how to do it. This is the key for you all. Filtering. So, good question. Belligerent asked, what's my opinion on aggressive market order delta? Can I tell you something funny? Like, if there was anything that you could really do with stuff like that, you wouldn't be able to do it for a long time. I don't think that proper, successful exponential percent returns can be systematized with things like aggressive market order deltas and things like that. And I want to explain why. Trading is not a mechanical thing like most people think. Quantitative people do quantitative things. And I'm not saying you can't trade quantitatively, but oftentimes quantitative and directional do not work together at all. It's going back to the pasta, meat sauce, garlic, and basil. Garlic and basil are spices to help your dish. The real dish is the meat and the pasta. So what do I mean by that is, let's talk about, do something, and this is the real next level of what you need to elevate to. Okay. How did I get this trade where I bought 50 shares and I'm up like $776? And okay, I'll tell you how. I did not think. The worst thing that you can do in trading is thinking. The minute you start thinking, is this good or is this bad? Don't even fucking trade. Okay. And I'm telling you, I'm using curse words for emphasis. I go back to golf, Tiger Woods, Scheffler, Jack Nicholson. There's a book called The Flow State, if you really want to get into it. No high-level performer ever thinks while they are performing. The minute you start thinking, that is when you start not performing well. Thinking is not what people think. I looked at MSTR. It took me about 3 seconds to realize that I wanted to buy it. And here's the interesting thing. I could have bought it right here, could have gone up and then gone down, and I would have had to exit. I mean, this could have happened here, 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 here. That's not the point. You're not going to be right all the time, but the point is you have a higher level of intuition that you can tune into. And that's what I'm saying. Well, this looks the same, this, so that's 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 20 times. But how did I get this one? Well, my intuition put me in front of MSTR at the point where I pulled the trigger, and now here I am in it. By the way, JetBlue, same thing. Okay, I bought JetBlue at 414. That's like right here-ish, right? That wouldn't have worked here. That wouldn't have worked here. It would have worked great here, and it would have ran up to here, and I'd be like, yay. But then came all the way back down. Okay, but here we are. Why? There is no answer. Okay, you have to get comfortable with understanding that ultimately you're not going to be able to predict. You can only act and react. So teach yourself to make fast decisions. Yes or no. Yes or no. Yes or no. Yes or no. Okay. That's what you have to do. It's yes or no type of situations. It's very simple, but also very complicated in a way because you're trained to think that you can figure it out, but that's the lie. It's not about figuring out. It's about acting and reacting and not being emotional. I remember the screen I showed you all when I started. I am down this month 10%, but I'm not emotional about it. Emotions cloud judgment. If you are super happy about a trade, another trade is going to make you sad. You have to treat it as a routine. You see the consequences. Don't get emotional. Okay? That's the trick. Do not get emotional. Money Machine is designed to help you see what's going on. And let me show you something. Ozzy basically just said it. Takes your thinking away. So I try different things on the money machine to see which way I'm going to lean. So for example, here I'm taking a momentum strategy right here, and I'm doing the opposite. And in this particular case, I had one trade, small losses, but it's telling me that clearly the direction is to go long. So that's an important thing. And one of the beautiful things here is that you can always trade around, okay, your own money machine. So here I'm short this, excuse me, I'm short this right here. But this is one of those ones that's kind of like that MSTR pickup. If I was doing this on the E-Trade level, okay, I would most likely, probably be a buyer, especially since we're talking about energy and stuff like this. But things get brought up to your attention. Smart rent, instantly my mind says, well, Dan, you missed it. Yeah, I'm saying that's kind of like just what I see. I like this money machine short because last time it was here, it went all the way here. I mean, that's a big move. So these are, and notice how, again, the money machine allows you to radar consequence. Think about what I'm saying and how important that is. Most people, like, the difference between yourself on the golf course and, most of us guys, you say, oh, I'm a 10 handicap. You're an 18. Don't lie to yourself. Everyone knows. Oh, we only do double bogeys. If you have to actually really keep score on golf, most people will be like 25 handicap. Okay. I'm just being honest. The difference between you and Rory and the guys that are on tour is the guys that are on tour figured out the routine of how to practice and get results from that practice. Most people spend most of their time in the stock market messing with technical indicators, which is, as I've said before, a complete waste of time. But what I'm doing here is I'm actually figuring stuff out by letting the money machine work with me and for me. And here, again, just important things that it's telling me. A couple of things to note. Remember this, pulse. Is the pulse positive or negative? It's obviously positive. Okay, 66% positive events versus 34% negative events. You're seeing this. But right now, since I've been putting this on just recently, within the last few hours, you got 4 positives, 1 negative. Let's take a look at this negative here. Which, again, it gives me just a little bit of more feel. Like how, back again to the golf example, somebody will throw some grass in the wind to see which way the wind is blowing. Maybe one of the best things that you can do. In trading, the money machine allows you to do lots of practice trading automatically with risk assessment to really see which way the wind is blowing. Ozzy, thank you very much. This, what he's talking about. Reverse on protective stops. If you get stopped out, go the other way. I do it 4 times because the idea is that you can have small losses, but then you find what's working and then it goes. So Ozzy is pointing out to what we're bringing to the market which is it's very difficult for people to change their mind because our mind, unfortunately, again, is the thinker. The more you're thinking about it, the worse you're doing. Whereas here, reversing, it's automated. I got in, went against me, I'm changing directions. You can lose 3 times, but then on the 4th one, catch the move that's like this one, where you go boom. I mean, remember this. This is the game, okay? Most people, once again, are very confused about the fact that in the stock market, you've got moves of 67% in a day. Lots of catalysts. I don't need to go into all these explanations, but we're talking about one day, 67%. So doing 3% here, 3%, you can lose 3% 5 times. That's 15%. Okay, you lost 15% to catch the direction, and now you're still up 45, 40, 30. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. This is the power of the money machine. And you guys, what we are bringing to market with it very shortly. I mean, there's so many things in the pipeline that you're going to go crazy. Okay, so first of all, one of the things we're doing on the risk side, we're adding a very simple thing, which allows you to say 5%, but also it's either 5%, but has to be a minimum dollar amount, because it allows you then to trade the smaller stocks, like something that's $1.15, right? That you want to trade. You can't do that with 5% because these things, you'll be in and out 20 times. So we're adding the ability to have like, for example, 5%, but has to be at least 11 cents. So like for a small, or 15 cents. You get what I'm saying? We're also adding the ability to say, if it has not been positive in X amount of minutes, get out. Opportunity cost. This would be a perfect example of that. Let me just say why. So I got in right here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, an hour and 5 minutes. I've been wasting my time. That's opportunity cost. So there would have been nothing wrong with exiting after 5 or 10 minutes and just, because again, you can still reverse. So let me just say it. So it's like this, flatten, you're out. Okay. I'm not saying that's good necessarily. I'm just saying that we're adding a time component to the trades so that it's not, so it's like these are up. So you're in these, but as soon as you get into this, there's a counter. Okay. And if you're not up, like let's say in 10 minutes, you don't need to sit there and lose $75. It'll be like that. Ripman, I am hoping against all hope that by Monday or Tuesday of next week, you're going to have the version with the support and resistance, the new money machine that I just described with the dollar amount, and a brand new set of news that's been heightened and improved. Like, this thing sucks. We've known it sucks. And we're totally fixing it, and it's going to be something really, really good. I actually may be on the right one, but I don't think so. Let me take a look at Tesla here, or Nibius. Yeah. We're improving the news, support and resistance. And by the way, you will be very soon be able to auto trade these levels. Resistance, put a short sell. Support, put a buy order. How about that? I mean, that's pretty easy to do. Auto support resistance is a strategy because there's a reason why those things are what they are. Okay. Once again, shorting into this market, the money machine lets you try things that you otherwise would not have been able to try before. And I believe we're going to give you the ability to run multiple money machines on different tabs very soon. Okay. All right. We are 6 minutes to the hour. As you guys know, today I was really showcasing the ability to create incredible setups using filters. This is the real power of trade ideas. I gave you all of these already. And these things you can then put into the money machine and trade them. It's that simple. We're going to make it so that in the very near term version of the money machine, which right now is, again, doing exactly what it's supposed to do, but you're going to be able to go and do this. And this is the thing that, you all love. There's going to be a button right here that says it. You click on it and the money machine will just trade Tesla for you and do the same thing that we talked about. Get in a direction, reverse if it needs to. Autopilot momentum-based trading. One stock at a time or strategy at a time. All right. What other questions do you guys have? Let's keep going because, again, I've kind of demonstrated. I want to make sure you guys know that the reason I wanted to show you this is because, again, up market, but look at what the money machine is telling you, right? Sometimes you may not want to be buying it at the highs. I mean, if this starts coming down and this starts going up, this right here could easily pay off, easily. So it closed 356, but I'm up 111 here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shorts all in the money. Not saying a lot, obviously, but just saying, that you're able here. This goes back to the range work that Rory does, or Bryson DeChambeau, or all the pros in golf. They are not just slapping balls around and looking at, ooh, look at this slice, look at this hook. Why did I hit this shot bad? They're really working on technique. And the money machine, that's what it's there for you to do. Think about how many practice trades you really do that give you a feel for consequence versus messing around with Bollinger Bands or RSIs or MACDs. Guys, forget technical analysis, honestly. Well, like I said, making money right away, the reason why it's difficult is because money is a risk management situation, not a stock picking situation. Okay. The money machine is designed to do the exact thing. Like, why did we bring it to market? Well, we brought it to market because we know pulling the trigger is the hardest thing for people. So that's why when you start the money machine, there's all these strategies that are already in here. I don't want to stop it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. They're already in there. And new users can experiment. The biggest problem that new users face is this idea that you're going to get in the stock market and you're going to make money right away. I mean, that is, again, very similar to even think about this. Every Division I college football player was the star in his high school. And high school's not easy either, by the way. But every single D1 college football player was the star of his high school team. Okay? Every single one, bar none. Most of those guys never even get recruited by the NFL. The stock market's competitive. New users think, hey, I'm going to come in because I got 50 grand. I can open an account and start making money. You have to practice and get a feel. I've been trading since 1995. That's a lot of reps. Okay. I'm not saying that you can't accelerate it. You certainly can. And there are people who have aptitudes that other people don't have, but you must be aware that if all you do is practice for 3 or 4 months to get a feel, not lose money, but do an immense amount of reps here, you're going to be so far ahead of the game, because 3 or 4 months is irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. Practice, practice, practice. Feel what it's like to be able to get in to a trade and come on and have automatic stops. When do you adjust them? Do you see like what we were talking about in terms of the time? So we got in right here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. See, like now that I've been in this for 45 minutes, right? Why do I need to lose $75 when I can basically say, you know what, I'm going to make at least 9, but I'm not going to lose anymore. This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about. BTC, yes, all of this stuff is archived, and all you have to do is either ask us, but I believe it's on our YouTube channel. So in summary, forget technical indicators, forget other vendors. I'm joking. No, our competitors are fine. But what I'm saying is it's not really about technicals. It's about where you want to buy that feels comfortable for you, or where you want to sell that feels comfortable for you. The advantage of Trade Ideas is our database that allows you to do things like this. Find the curl. Notice they all look the same. This is real pattern recognitions. It's percent oriented, not technical analysis oriented. Forget that stuff. Okay. So much power. Custom data. Notice when you notice your subconscious mind. Okay. You come in here right away, you see, well, this thing's been up 86% in 6 months. Okay. Come on. Add this. In one day, it's up 6.27%. This is custom data, you guys. You're not going to get this from NASDAQ. In the visible chart, you're seeing a 2% decline over 2 days, but an 8% move over 6 months. I mean, these things are communicating to you in percentage terms. That's how you need to think about it. Are you at the top? Are you at the bottom? Are you in the middle? Getting a feel for that and being comfortable. There are people who can trade from the middle and make money. There are people who can trade from the bottom that make money, and people who can trade from the top. You, my good friend, need to find out what works for you. And there is no better tech to do that than Trade Ideas. None. None, none, none. Our competitors like TradingView, I mean, you know, they raised money during COVID. They got $4 billion and just spammed everything. And it's so easy to influence people. We've never raised 1 cent, and we never plan on doing it. Just a different type of business, you guys. And you can hopefully hear that you're talking to a CEO that I'm not C-suite. I don't even know what the hell that is. I'm in shorts right now, by the way. I do this. I've been doing this same shit for 30 years. More, really, now. I'm getting older. My birthday, I'm going to be 55 December 22nd. But still feel 17 in a lot of ways. So, all right. We're done with the live stream. I want to thank everyone. Very big participation again today. I hopefully hopefully I was able to answer your questions, but my real thing, summarize. Don't think, react, deal with the consequences, do it unemotionally. Our simulator is the best way to do that because you're in sim mode. Okay.
QCLS.
Practice this. Practice it. Practice it. Practice it. Another important thing to show you here. QCLS, this thing just did a re-entry price. Remember, we brought this up. I said this is one of my favorite things, and we brought it up right here. Boom. Come on. You guys saw it. We talked about it. Same patterns. AI is telling you a lot of stuff. I mean, also look at this. And I'm not saying that again. This was caught. The whole thing, you could have caught it, but this is what we hunt. This is the game. This is big game hunting right here. Yeah, I need to get that call fixed for sure. My wife's telling me that. So thank you all. Really appreciate so many people spending time with me. We are very passionate about what we're doing. We've been doing it over 20 years. And it never stops. There's always something to do, and our innovation pipeline is 2 years deep. 2 years. So, all right, guys, tell your friends, subscribe. Still great discounts available. Love you, and see you next Wednesday. Talk to you later.